of seconds there for people to join and jump on. We'll place that hopefully there without it falling. Oh, worked out all right. So, little civil disobedience here outside of the Heineken Brewery. Thought this be an appropriate spot to stop off at on the way out of the city there. Given the fact that I was in court for civil disobedience protests around cannabis for patients who need access to cannabis, as a medicine. But meanwhile, here we are in Cork City, and the Heineken Brewery. It's been here for quite a long time now. It's been here as long as I remember being here anyway. I wonder, would I be right in saying that it's probably here longer than me? When was this established? I was born in 1989. And I wonder, does anybody out there know when the Heineken Brewery opened in Cork? So yeah, just a quick update there anyway on today's court case. I'll get on to you there, I'll get it through to you in a second, but another reason why I thought it appropriate to actually stop here and engage in a little bit of civil disobedience outside the Heineken Brewery. A lot of people always give out about the smell of cannabis, it's like people smoking, I don't like the smell of it, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you're from Cork or if you've been through Cork, but by God, man, does this place stink there some days when they really get going, because I don't know if you know much about brewing, but brewing involves using little yeast, and those yeast, when they start fermenting, they produce a bit of a stink. And the whole of Blackpool, fucking most of the north side, to be stinking over this place there some of the times. But I kind of, as much as I don't like it, I've grown accustomed to it, and I kind of, I'm used to it now at this stage. But would I ever want them to close down this place, because of the smell, or would I ever want them to ban alcohol because I don't like the smell of this place? No. So with that being said, also the fact that the Heineken Brewery, they do. Oh, on the bike. They do produce a drug that causes a lot of damage in society, but it also creates a lot of jobs in society. Creates a lot of positive things within society. People go and having nights out and stuff like that. People have a lot of positive social interactions with alcohol. It's not all bad, and just because some people have bad experiences with it and what have you, it shouldn't be fucking banned, much like cannabis. And to be fair, cannabis also, the fact that more people have positive experiences with this have to do with that. But yeah, meanwhile, we celebrate this there. So far as look at this fucking thing, a huge poster over there. This is the main road as you drive out of the city. The city's right behind me. This is the way out. That's what you see when you're leaving the city, a big, cold, refreshing pint of Heineken. What would be so wrong if that was a lovely cannabis leaf, up there, with a smiling patient, maybe somebody like myself, happy out because they're no longer a fucking criminal and they can actually get access to cannabis as an effective medicine. But yeah, sorry, enough of my ranting anyway about the Heineken Brewery and the smell of it. But how I got on today, guys, it went well, I have to say. I'm not locked up. So yeah, I'm not locked up, as you can obviously see. The judge, I was a little bit worried after seeing, a quick search of him. There was a case there from 2 weeks ago where he fucking told the fella he needs to get a handle of the nettles. He was referring to cannabis, as nettles, trying to be a bit smart or whatever. But that did get me a little bit worried. But in actually finally getting my case called and getting up in front of him, he was very fair, I have to say. The judge was very fair. My case, it nearly went on for 2 hours, my case, which was absolutely ridiculous. Didn't begin it until, I think it was about 5 to 4 o'clock, around that time. And we weren't leaving the courtroom until 10 to 6. So just short of 2 fucking hours, my case went on for. I believe there was, I think it was 7 or 8 guards called up to actually give their testimony, give their evidence, read out their statement in the court. And then finally I got called up. It was very funny in the court. They actually played the videos of me planting the cannabis plants in the city, the ones in Shannon Footbridge, the City Hall and stuff, which I thought at first was going to be, shit, they're just going to show a clip of me planting cannabis plant, and that was it. But they actually played the videos in their entirety, more or less. Like, so that was a good thing, because, like, obviously, hopefully you've seen those videos, and if you haven't, they're still online. But within those videos, like, I make statements within those videos, like, as the reason behind the protest, about Alicia Marr, about Vera Toomey, about Evelyn Corrigan, and other patients, other people, you know, who've been suffering because of cannabis prohibition, making it highlight a number of other issues caused by cannabis prohibition. And the main one I thought was brilliant, and it seemed like the judge responded positively to this statement, that cannabis prohibition doesn't stop young kids getting access to cannabis, but it does prevent patients and researchers. To which I seen, like, you know, but I interpreted it as a bit of a positive reaction anyway from the judge as he was sitting there watching this video. So overall, I thought that was a good thing, those videos being played, and allowing me to say what I had to say in those videos. But then I got to the stand myself, and I was allowed just free rein to pretty much say whatever I wanted to say, whatever I had to say. A couple of points I was like almost hoping the judge might fucking speak up and interrupt me a little bit, but he didn't. In fairness, he allowed me just to keep going, to say whatever I had to say, everything I had to say, and didn't interrupt me at any point until I just stopped talking, which it was brilliant. I really got to say everything I had to say. What happened then in the end, I got cross-examined by the superintendents there after I got questioned by my own solicitor, and to that I thought that went really well. There was one question she asked me, and it was around, you do know that it's illegal what you were doing? And I said, no, actually, I'll correct you there. I said, what I was doing there was a protest, and while my protest might have been breaking the law, I said what I was doing was not technically illegal. It was a protest, and I said, I'm here today now as part of that protest, exercising my rights still. I said, we haven't actually determined whether what I have done actually is illegal yet. I said, and I said it then directed towards the judge at this point. I stated, that I'm actually not even in the right. I said, this court is too low to actually do what I need to be done, which is to exercise my constitutional rights. And I said, correct me if I'm wrong, Judge, but I do believe this is too low of a court to actually deal with that. And which he agreed with me. Yeah, you're correct in saying that. So I was expecting like some sort of a conviction or a punishment anyway in the end of it after the judge heard that part, because he knew what I was intending to do. But he didn't. He dismissed one of the charges. So one of the charges of cultivation was dismissed. That was the one where I brought a cannabis plant to the Grand Parade here in the city. And I left it on a bench. I didn't plant that one, and that's why they didn't actually charge me with cultivation on that one, because I didn't actually plant it. The other 6 charges of cultivation that I was in for, I got the Probation Act for, which I don't know how that's going to go. I've never actually got the Probation Act or anything like that before, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'll get a letter off them now during the week to actually go in and meet with them. But look, it's good. That one is over and done with anyway, to some degree. I know I wanted to get a conviction, to be fair, but I didn't get a conviction, I don't think, anyway, at least. I believe one charge dismissed, Probation Act for the other ones, and I believe when you get the Probation Act, that comes without a conviction. Open to correction again on that, but I could be wrong. I believe what happens with the Probation Act, if I'm right, they have to assess whether I'm worthy of the Probation Act or something like that, whether I'm likely to be back before the courts again, which I probably will be, given the fact that hey, I might be, but I'm back up before the courts anyway on the 30th of September, so later on this month. Again, I believe that one is for simple possession charges, charges relating to protests where I walked into the Garda station with cannabis, not cannabis plants, but actually with cannabis flower. So that is the 30th, so we'll see how that one goes. I should most likely get a conviction from that one, which I should hopefully be able to appeal, bring it to the higher courts, and again exercise my rights. which is why, you know, I didn't ask him for a conviction there today. That would have been pretty cheeky out of me, you know. I was approached afterwards then by a reporter, a journalist from the Irish Examiner. Gave me his name, won't give it out there, even though he's probably going to have it on the article. Liam was his name, really nice guy, and he came up to talk to me afterwards, said that he's going to do a piece, it won't be out till tomorrow, given the time of the evening that it was when we were leaving the court. But he just said, you know, I have to say to you, he goes, you done very well up there in the witness box when you were giving your testimony to the court. He said he was very surprised that the judge allowed me to speak as he did. He said because it's very unlike judges to allow their courtroom to be used as a political soapbox. So that was really interesting to get that compliment first from the journalist, but also from to point out the fact that, you know, that it was surprising for him to see that judge allow me just to, like, not rant and rave, but say what I had to say, which some might say was a rant and a rave. But for me, no, it was a fucking... Yeah, it was definitely just getting everything out from the heart, getting her out there. So yeah, probably a rant and a rave. Guys, nice one for all the comments coming in there. So yeah, Mad Dog Bobby, what's happening, Bobby? Daily Talker. Nice one. Stella Hops smells like weed. I'll have to take a word from it. I don't think I've smelt the Stella. Bobby says he's glad he caught the live. Nice one, Bobby. It's good to see you in there too, man. Are we talking this evening? Quicks, actually, Bobby. We are happy to know that this is Quicks, exotic genetics. I don't know how these seeds got to Ireland. Any idea, Bobby? Mad Dog says, glad to hear that. Nice on Mad Dog. Nice from Daily Talker. Great Daily Talker saying, great that they showed some context to your cannabis cultivation. And yeah, Bobby, fairly excited, you know, that went well. I was, to be fair, honestly expecting maybe to have to leave there in handcuffs. I was ready for it. The solicitor said it. She goes, do you have cash on you? I goes, I have about €200 on me, 230 I think it was, to be exact. And she goes, you might need more. She said, I reckon that they're going to want about 400 off you. And I was like, well, I don't have that much on me, unfortunately. So if they want more, they're not going to be getting it. Like, so I was again going in there expecting to be going to prison based on what the solicitor and everything had told me, but they didn't look for a penny on me. They were very sound, in fairness. Like, I was, as I say, I was very surprised to be allowed to say everything that I had to say, for the judge not to speak over me, to speak down at me, and, you know, to kind of I would just say, like, fucking criticise me. That was the word I was looking for, criticise. He didn't criticise me at all, and in fact, like, he was very respectful of the stand I was making. So Judge John King, you know, credit where credit's due, man. Tip my hat to you. You done a good service to the justice system today. Fair play, Rampage scratching says, I hope you're not smoking that shit in the circumference of Cork. No, not at all. Definitely not. Barker, happy days, Martin Bud, delighted. And Bobby says, gotcha on the Bluetooth while driving. Nice one, Bobby. I have no idea who done it. But guys, yeah, as I've 3% battery left there now. I'm going to have to start loving you and leaving you. But thanks everybody for the support over the last while, and especially today as well, guys. It's great to see you all on there in the hot box commenting. Make sure you like, share, all that stuff. But more importantly, guys, stay blazed, keep her lit. Catch you all later, guys. Much love. Bye-bye.